Are you frustrated when you have to pay email tag just to set up a simple meeting? Well, if that's the case, then you might be interested in Kartra Calendar. Now, this is one of the lesser known features of Kartra. In case you don't know, Kartra is an all-in-one software that allows you to build sales funnels and courses. But now that it has a inbuilt calendar feature, it may allow you to do away with apps such as Calendly or Acuity scheduling. The benefits of using Kartra Calendar is that it's all built within the Kartra system. So it's very easy to add emails into your lead system. It's very easy to tag them. You can even follow up with people who have had a meeting with you via a sequence of emails. The other benefit is it's very easy to set up either a free or a paid one-on-one meeting. So those payments can be taken through the Kartra system. Businesses that will ideally benefit from Kartra Calendar are coaches and consultants who can set up their one-on-one client meetings, but also course creators. If you're looking to provide some additional one-on-one support, whether that be free or paid, then this would certainly be a very good option for you. So let's jump over to the PC and see how we set up a calendar. So just come down to My Calendars, and in the bottom right hand corner click on Plus Calendar. Now you have 4 different options here. I'm going to use the consultant model, which is ideal for creating one-to-one meetings, but there are a further 3 different options. You've got the recurrent class model, which is ideal for if you're, example, say a language teacher and you're having a series of appointments, maybe on a regular day. That will be the ideal model for you. There's also a gym model, which is maybe for, say, yoga classes where you can have multiple people booking onto a certain event. And then there's the live event model, which is ideal if you're doing a live training event. But probably the most popular is the consultant model, so I will create that. I'm just going to call it example. And then, like in other parts of Kartra, the system walks you through the steps to create your calendar. So we'll start at basic info and the look and feel. So you can change your logo that you upload here. Just be aware of the sizing, which is 250 by 50 pixels to get the ideal dimensions. Then over here we can change the coloring. So if we look at where it says select templates, you can change the color to an orange color. There are other color options such as red or green. I'm going to stick with the cyan, which I quite like, and then click on the green save button and then save and next. Then there is a message which tells you about classes. Now, events within Kartra Calendar are called classes. And then click on that to say yes, you understand, and then you come to the section whereby you can name your class or event. I'm going to call it Discovery Call, and then a description. Let's plan your business strategy. And here you can put in your availability. So let's say this was a 20-minute call. Then the person who's going to be taking it is myself. So you add them. If you've got multiple people on your team, you can choose those. Then under availability, you choose the days. Just for this example, I'm going to choose Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then you select the times that you want your calls to start. So say you're just taking calls, I'll say I'm just taking them in the morning. So starting at 10 a.m, 11 a.m. and 12 a.m. And then what that does is give plenty of time in between those calls. So you can add your own sort of buffer in there. Then add those. Then in this section you can choose any periods that you know you're not going to be available. So say you know that you've got holidays coming up, you can mark them in here. For now I'm going to keep those all selected. Coming down to here, we can choose the number of sessions that we have. So if you've got multiple sessions, say you're a therapist and you have 3 sessions, you could put 3 in here. But for most people who are just having meetings, leave the number of sessions as 1. Now for booking, you have a number of options. I don't particularly like people booking on the same day, so because I like to know that my day is planned, so I don't allow same day booking. You can also have a number of options here to not allow bookings for several days in advance. Here you've got the maximum booking range. Now I wouldn't allow people to book too far out. The reason for that is people often forget their bookings if you allow them to book too far into the future, like months into the future. So I would keep it to either 14 days or 30 days. And here you can block out specific dates, where say you've got a birthday, or maybe you know that you're going to be away for some reason, then you can put those dates in here. And then you can just add them one by one. Now this is an important part, which is syncing appointments to avoid double booking. This becomes particularly important when you've got more than one event or class, as Kartra calls them. So say you might have discovery calls and consulting calls, and they're different times and you don't want them to get mixed up. So I would always recommend that you choose one of these to prevent double booking. And now just scrolling back to the top of the page, if you have a second booking type, such as you might have a consultation call which lasts an hour, you just need to add that in here. You can add it as a second class, and then you would add the class title, duration, description and availability as we did for the first booking type. Save your changes and then click Save and Next. And now we're on to the registration section, which allows you to choose whether it's a free or paid meeting that you're having. Now, if you're having the free meeting, you can choose the fields that you want the client to fill in. So if you want additional fields, you can choose here. So let's say you wanted to take a phone number, you can choose it from here. I'll just leave it as normal. The other option is if you want to have a paid meetings. Now this is one of the big benefits of Kartra. What I'd suggest that you do is go over to My Products and set up a specific product for your meetings, and then you can choose it from down here, and then you can set up a paid meeting. For this demonstration I'm just going to leave it as free, and then in here you can choose time zone conversion. Now what this does is it automatically creates the time zone for your clients. I would always allow the client to select their own time zone, because I've been in meetings where there's been all sorts of confusion over time zone conversions. Once you're finished there, click on Save and Save up here, and then Save and Next. Now here is where you display a success message. This is when someone has already booked their meeting. And the options are you can either display a confirmation message or redirect to another page. Some people like to redirect to another page because it has a form on it, which is after the calendar. So you can ask additional questions so that you can prepare for your meeting. But if you're just having a simple confirmation message, then you can come down here and actually edit that confirmation message here. And you can edit it by customizing it with, for example, your own name. If you're having a meeting via Zoom, you can actually say what the Zoom link is in here. One thing to be aware of is that when you're setting up Zoom via Kartra Calendar, you do need to use the universal Zoom link, which is the link to your personal Zoom room. You can't have multiple different links. Now, some people do worry whether that means that people who are not in a specific meeting can almost like gate crash your meeting. Well, certainly if you've got a waiting room set up, that shouldn't be the case. So once you're happy with editing your message, you can see what it's going to look like down here, and then just click on Save. Then we click on Save and Next, and the next section is the email reminders. Now, I would generally say yes to sending out email reminders unless you have a specific reason. So just save here. And then there are two different types of email reminders that go out. A booking confirmation, which goes out immediately, and then there are the email reminders sent out closer to the meeting date and time. So the booking confirmation first of all. So we want to say yes to send a booking confirmation. Click on the pencil icon to edit the message. Now this is the email that's actually going to be sent out. And as you can see, part of it has already been written for you. So it's just a very quick job to make this a little bit more personal. So you can use any of these dynamic variables to add them into either the subject line or the email itself. So for instance, you can take first name and just say, hey, first name. And then because they've actually entered their first name, when they were making booking the meeting, it can take that dynamic variable, so just say, hey Sarah or hey John. Now, if you're having a Zoom meeting, you can also put that in here as well. So we could say the Zoom link. Now, to get the Zoom link, as I mentioned earlier, in Kartra, you do need to use the universal link or your personal meeting room link. So you just need to go over to Zoom, go to meetings and then personal room, and then it's this link which you'll see here under invite link, and then copy and paste that into Zoom. And then we can make that a link by going to link up here, pasting the link in, and then for some reason you need to change the color so that it actually looks like a link. And I'll just make this bold so it looks like the other bullet points here. And then anything else on here you can customize so it's just a little bit more friendly, so you can put your name down at the bottom. And then when you're happy, you can send yourself a test email to make sure that it's working okay, and then click on edit up at the top. So that's the booking confirmation. So you can click save on that. Then here we can set up our email reminders. So just click here to say yes and click on new reminders. In a similar way, you can see part of the email has already been written for you, so you can just come in and edit that to make it a little bit more user-friendly. Again, you can add the Zoom link in here if you're having a Zoom meeting. But the important part is at the top, which says when this email is going to be sent out. So this one has been set to be sent out 1 hour before the meeting. So you can send that out. Once you're happy with editing it, click save. And then if you want to add further reminders, so you may also want to have a reminder sent out 24 hours before the meeting, then you can add an extra email in here. Then when you're happy with all of that setup, just click on the save button and then save and next. On this page, you then have the option whether you're going to give clients the ability to cancel a meeting or whether you're the person who's going to cancel it. I would say allow them to cancel it because you don't want to get into an email dialogue with them and booking another meeting time. So that allows them to do that. And then click on save. And then with the approval of the meeting, you can either have it as instant approval or manual approval. So you may want to manually approve it if you're only taking certain types of client. I'm going to leave it as instant approval for now. And then save and next. And now we're through to automations. Now, the first one is actually very important, which is syncing with your Google Calendar. So if we click on change here, if you haven't set up an integration with Google Calendar before, just come down to this blue link, My Integrations, click on that, and then find the Google Calendar integration, click on the 3 little dots at the side and create new integration, and just follow the steps. Very easy to set up, it doesn't cost anything to set it up. Once you've done that, come back to the Kartra Calendar, and I've already set up an integration, so we'll choose it from here. And then click on save. The next option we have is to assign tags. So just click on the change button, put yes to assign tags. I've already set up a tag for discovery calls, so I would just choose it from here. So anyone who books a meeting will now be tagged with discovery call. If you haven't set up a new tag, you can just click on this blue link here, so you can create a new tag from there. And then just click on the add button and then the green save button. You can also subscribe people who have booked a meeting with you to one of your lists or to a sequence, or you can add advanced automations as well. I won't do that today. Then when you're happy, click save and next. And then from here you've got 2 options. You've got the Kartra hosted page or JavaScript. So on the Kartra hosted page, you then have this link which you can send out to people, say in an email. And if we just put that in so you can see what your calendar is going to look like. And then from your customer's point of view, all they need to do is come along, choose the date and the time that they're most interested in, and then it will be confirmed for them, and then they can just put their details in here. So it's a very nice looking form for them to use. The other option here is JavaScript. So say you've got a WordPress blog, then you can just choose this JavaScript and embed that into your website. If you want to embed your calendar into a Kartra page, it's very easy. Just come over to Components, choose Calendar, drag it onto the page, and then edit the calendar component by choosing the particular calendar that you want. We're going to choose the example calendar, click Apply, then publish it live. We'll get the link and then we'll just look at it live, and this is the live site. Then you can see that our calendar was published here. You might want to put a nice heading up there, but as you can see, it's very functional and easy to use. And that's how you set up your calendar in Kartra. If you've got any questions, then please leave them in the comments below. And if you'd like to give Kartra a try, there is a link in the description to this video.